All right, we get a chance to catch up with Shane Steichen, and today we get some good news about JuJu Brents, designated to return. That's good news. Ryan Kelly, some good news about Ryan Kelly, and then some enthusiasm about what's coming up against the Tennessee Titans on Sunday at home. Not a lot of reflection about what happened in Denver, although that's still the talk of the city, isn't it?
All right, I'll start off. We're going to designate JuJu Brents for return this week to practice open his window, and that's where that's at. We'll see how the week goes.
How does Ryan Kelly look? Is he closer to
he's very
maybe
close.
playing this week?
He's very close. We'll see how the week goes, but he's doing really good.
How good is it to be able to designate JuJu for return? Because I know it's kind of touch and go as to whether he'd be back or not.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to get him back. Obviously, high draft pick for us. Obviously, been battling some injuries, but to get him back on the practice field this week will be huge for us.
Does he just need to get back and play? I mean, just
Yeah, he needs to get back into the rhythm, right? Get back. It'll be good for him this week to get out there and practice and see how it goes.
Shane, you guys have gotten off good starts, and then second and third quarter it's kind of gotten away a bit. What do you attribute that to?
That's a good question. I've been a part of some teams like that to where we haven't got off to good starts in first quarters and you've scored 20 points in the second quarter. So we just got to be consistent with it. You know what I mean? You get off to good starts in the first quarter, you got to continue that into the second and third and fourth and play a complete game.
Can there be something to where they get away from the script and all of a sudden things start to go?
Not necessarily. I mean, we got myself and everyone. We got to go execute. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. You got to execute. You know, when you have opportunities, you got to go make the most of them.
There is a very dramatic difference in the first drive and the rest of the games. Have you guys looked at that, and do you find that weird?
Yeah, we do studies on that stuff. You do. You always look back at it. Like, you know, when I was in Philly, we scored, I don't know, so many points in the second quarter. It's like, why was it in the second quarter and not the first quarter? You know, like, do I have a perfect answer for it? No, but sometimes, you know, that's the way the game goes. But we got to play a complete game, you know, all four quarters.
Do you use a 15 play script?
I have a set. Do I follow it down in order? No, but you have like your openers, you know what I mean? It depends on the down and distance and how you want to call it.
With other guys that you've worked with, is that how it usually, because normally, I think that's how most guys say it, is like, I've got 15 and then I got to move it around with down and distance. Is that kind of how with the guys you've worked with have done?
I think so for the most part, you know. I mean, some guys have their routine where they just stay right down the list, you know what I mean? But you can't stay down the list sometimes, you know, depending on down and distance.
What do you felt in the game? Was that just a cramp?
Yeah.
Anthony, the big plays, passing wise, just doesn't seem to be there as much lately. What can you point to for that?
Yeah, I think sometimes, you know, I've told you guys this before, you know, the coverage will dictate some of those things, you know what I mean, if they're there. You know, if we have the opportunity to take them, we're going to take them, you know what I mean? But if they're not there and they cover them up, we got to be able to check the football down. So, you know, hopefully those things come around again as we go.
When you're not completing as many passes, like early in the season, maybe he wasn't completing as many, but his yards per attempt were still high because of the big ones.
Yeah.
If you're not hitting the big ones, you kind of have to complete more passes, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Is protection a factor at all, and maybe not being able to connect on some of the shots?
Well, I think our O-line's done a really good job. I think we're like 7th, you know, in sacks. You know what I mean? Credit to those guys up front, and obviously Anthony's ability to get out of that stuff helps as well. So, you know, I think our O-line's done a really good job.
Will Allen practice?
He will not.
What does DeForest Buckner mean to this team?
I mean, everything. You know, he's a guy that's been doing it at a high level for so long, and you've heard me say this before, but the way he goes about his business and his preparation and the pros mentality that he has every day to show up for his teammates and give everything he's got, I mean, it's second to none.
How different is this Titans team than what we saw earlier this season?
I think they're playing hard, really hard. I really do. I think their front four, you know, up front with Simmons and Sweat and Key and Landry, I mean, I think that's where it starts. I think they do a hell of a job up there with those guys. And then offensively, looking at, you know, Pollard's a really good back, explosive. Ridley can run. I think Callahan's got those guys playing hard. And I always say this, like, when you go into a division game, it doesn't matter the records. Like, you can just throw them out, right? Because it's a division game. Both teams are going to play hard. We got a hell of an opportunity in front of us, you know, at home.
What differences are there with Rudolph versus Levis?
It's a good question. I don't like to compare guys, but we'll see, right? Obviously, there's reports out there, but we'll see who starts. So we're prepared for both. You know, I think Levis does some good things, running around, scrambling. You know, Rudolph's really good in the pocket, good accuracy.
It's been almost a month since you've had a home game now. What's
Yeah.
just the level of eagerness to get back, have an opportunity?
Yeah, it's going to be great to get back home in front of our home crowd. I mean, still a ton to play for. You know, we know that we need some help, but our guys be ready to roll for this one.
mean, you guys will end the year with just one win over a team better than 500. When the competition's increased, what happened to you guys?
It's a great question. We gotta raise our standard. You know, it starts with myself. Everything. You know, we got to be better. I told the guys today, man, we got to play for each other. We got to play together, right, and attack every single day to get better. All right, so we can play a complimentary football game.
All right, there's Steichen, and you know what? It's on to next week. It's on to Tennessee. This is what they do. This is a week-by-week league. And you might notice that I'm in a different place today. I got a comment last week. Somebody said, why are you always in the same place? Well, where are you going to go? So here's the way it looks. Here's this. Here's the front door. And then you've got over there. You got the place where I normally am. And then you got the media door. It's just a matter of convenience. But if you want aesthetic quality, all right, I'll come out here and do it here. I got no problem with that. And I've got no problem with what Steichen had to say today either. The Colts, it's there for them if they take advantage of it. But you get the feeling after 2021 and 2023, when they're on the doorstep of the playoffs in Week 18 and they can't get it done, you get the feeling that this is a team that's just not there. It's just not in their bandwidth to understand the gravity of a game, the importance of a game, and the need to rise to the level of the game. I don't know why that is. I don't think it's Steichen. Steichen wasn't here in 2021. That was Reich. You know, I don't know what this is, but there is an impediment between this team and getting to the playoffs that I don't know is resolvable. And that's a weird thing, because how many times in the 2000s, we were talking about this, in the 2000s, it was like 12 wins, 13 wins, 14 wins, 12 wins, 12. It was unbelievable. The success seems to beget success, right? And the failure seems to do the same thing. Hopefully, the Colts can get over that, and this weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium, get the W, and hope the Chargers lose to the Broncos, and off you go into a Week 17 game at New York, where you're really playing for something then.